On April 25th, 1866, about a year after the Civil War ended, a group of women visited a cemetery in Columbus, Mississippi to place flowers by the graves of Confederate soldiers who had fallen at Shiloh. As they did, they noticed other graves nearby belonging to Union dead, but no one had come to visit those graves or place a flower there. So they decided to lay a few stems for those men too, in recognition not of a fallen Confederate or a fallen Union soldier, but a fallen American.
She organized a Women's Memorial Society to reconcile embittered enemies. On June 22, 1865, women adopted these profound, forgiving, and future-oriented resolutions, a much better analysis of the crisis than anything that came from men. The document read,
"The object of this meeting is to initiate a memorial association that shall perpetuate in an honorable manner the memory of the gallant dead. Our purpose is to reclaim from oblivion and defamation the memory and graves of those who, right or wrong, stood by their country's cause, firmly believing that posterity will acknowledge we did our duty. In no invidious spirit do we come. The political storm that shook our country to its foundation, we hope, is past. We are done with the Confederate cause and are willing to do all that women can do to stem the tide of bitterness and angry feelings. We will practice and teach forbearance and patience, which will finally bring peace and justice. The society shall not be ephemeral in its character, but a permanent institution, establishing an anniversary memorial observances, the object of which will be to renew and ornament the graves of soldiers, whether strangers or our own sons. This society proposes, moreover, to make a provision for the education of as many children of deceased soldiers as may be compatible with the means of said association. The memories of the past are written in blood and cannot be effaced, but go forward we must, crushed, oppressed, and heartsick, yet we shall not forget."
I'd like to say shalom and call hello Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Rakar Kadash. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Peace and blessings to those who listen. And just want to give this quick sit-down, this quick lesson about the upcoming Heli Day known as Memorial Day, which is nothing more than a memorialization of the dead and really a memorial of fools, right? So, we're entering into another Heli Day here in Babylon, known as Memorial Day. And we just have to remember that what this day is truly about. It's the memorialization and worship of the dead. Dead men dying for a dead country, a dead society, and soon to be a dead way of life, because Babylon is finished, man. Right? So I showed the video at the beginning of the lesson here that went into the history of Memorial Day, and we see that it was all about grave decorations and paying homage to the dead. And who spearheaded this Heli Day? was started by Edomite women, Confederate Edomite women who were part of the Confederacy that fought in the Civil War. The spouses of those soldiers that were part of the Confederacy, but we see that those who were loyal to the Union soldiers, those being so-called blacks, so-called emancipated African American slaves, you Israelites, spearheaded the Memorial Day holiday. And even today, that's all you hear where I'm at is, hey, have a blessed holiday, have a blessed holiday, hope you have a great Memorial Day. Not even understanding that it was a holiday and celebration of death. They literally went to the graveyards and decorated them, brought food and drink offerings, all the things that the Most High told us not to do, right, in His law. We're going to go ahead and kick it off with Isaiah 8 and 19. The book of Isaiah chapter 8, verse 19 and 20. And when they shall say unto you, seek unto them that have familiar spirits, and unto wizards that peep and that mutter, should not a people seek unto their power? Right? For the living to the dead, to the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, is because there is no light in them. Right? So those that started Memorial Day are indeed those that have familiar spirits. They're wizards, they're mediums, etc. Okay? The holiday started out as a day to decorate graves of fallen soldiers, or to make altars on the graves and deliver food and drink offerings. So this is witchcraft at its finest. This is pure witchcraft. Okay? And we know what the Most High Yahweh says about witchcraft. And if we don't know, we're about to find out now. Let's go to Deuteronomy 18 and 9. The book of Deuteronomy chapter 18 verse 9. Let's see what the Most High says about necromancers, those who speak to the dead. Deuteronomy 18 and 9. When thou art come into the land which Yahweh thy power giveth thee, thou shalt not learn to do after the abominations of those nations. There shall not be found among you anyone that makes his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that uses divination, or an observer of times. All you astrology folks out there, I'm a Leo, I'm a Cancer, I'm a Taurus. No, you're an observer of times, and the Most High is angry with you. Continuing on. Or an enchanter, or a witch, or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits, right? Or a wizard, or a necromancer. A necromancer is one that speaks to the dead, right? For all that do these things are an abomination unto Yahweh. And because of these abominations, the Most High power doth drive them out from before thee. Thou shalt be perfect with Yahweh thy power. For these nations which thou shalt possess hearken unto observers of times and unto diviners. But as for thee, Yahweh thy Elohim have not suffered thee to do so. Right? So necromancy, or speaking to the dead, is exactly what is taking place at the original celebrations for Memorial Day. Okay, so Yahweh has allowed the other nations to do this, not for you Israelites, not for Yasharahla. We should not be partaking in Memorial Day, right? The food that you're cooking, the drinks that you're drinking, right? You're offering up, those are food and drink offerings for the dead, right? You're sacrificing to demons, okay? There's a heavy penalty to pay for those that are necromancers, that deal with familiar spirits. And we're going to get that real quick here. 1 Chronicles 10 and 13. 1 Chronicles chapter 10, verse 13. So Saul died for his transgression, which he committed against Yahweh, even against the word of the Almighty, which he kept not, and also for asking counsel of one that had a familiar spirit, to inquire of it, and inquire not of Yahweh. Therefore he slew him, and turned the kingdom unto David the son of Jesse. Right? So Saul paid the ultimate price for his discretion against the Almighty. Right? It says here that he did not keep the word of Yahweh, right? Which he kept not. So he did not utterly destroy Amalek, okay, and display the hot burning wrath that Yahweh had with the house of Amalek. He preserved them, right? So the Most High killed them for that. Also, it says here, and also for asking counsel of one that had a familiar spirit to inquire of it, and inquire not of the Almighty. Okay, so for his consulting the dead, for his worshiping of the dead, essentially. So, brothers and sisters, obedience to Yahweh is better than any sacrifice that we can bring. Okay, better to be obedient to his word, to his laws, his statutes, his commandments, and to consult him. Seek him while we may be found, while he may be found. Let's go to Ecclesiasticus 9:3. The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 9, verse 3. This is an evil among all things that are done under the sun, that there is one event unto all. Yea, also the heart of the sons of men is full of evil, and madness is in their heart while they live. And after that they go to the dead. For to him that is joined to all the living there is hope. For a living dog is better than a dead lion. For the living know that they shall die, but the dead know not anything, neither have they any more a reward, for the memory of them is forgotten. Also their love and their hatred and their envy is now perished. Neither have they any more a portion forever in anything that is done under the sun. Yeah, so when you're dead, when you're out of here, you're gone. One event for all the sons of men. Okay, that's death. We go on to the spirit world and we await our judgment. So everything about us is eventually forgotten, including our personality traits, our likes, our dislikes, right? Our hatreds, our envies. Okay, and that person that's over in the spirit world now, they're at rest. Okay, they're not concerned about what's happening amongst the living. So we shouldn't be concerning ourselves, decorating graves, bringing food offerings, bringing drink offerings to the grave, which is how this holiday started. And we definitely shouldn't be barbecuing, cooking, and gathering, okay, for this day that started off as a day for necromancers, for those with familiar spirits. We have to separate ourselves from the valley of the shadow of death, that being Babylon here, because we have an expectancy, we have a hope, right, that the heathen does not have. But the Most High is not dealing with them; He's dealing with you, Jacob. Okay. Let's go to 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 13. 1 Thessalonians 4 and 13. About ready to wrap this up here. 1 Thessalonians 4 and 13. But I would not have you to be ignorant, brethren, concerning them which are asleep, that ye sorrow not, even as others which have no hope, right? The heathen has no hope. Okay, because the Most High is not dealing with them. He has no covenant with them. So they can go ahead and worship the dead and put drink offerings and food offerings at the grave. They can celebrate the holidays of Babylon. The Most High is not dealing with them anyways. Right? You Moabites, you Ammonites, you Edomites. Okay? He's not dealing with them. You Hamites, he's dealing with Jacob. Right? You so-called blacks, you so-called Hispanics of the captivity, he's dealing with you. Those who are scattered, right? But I would not have you to be ignorant, brethren, concerning them which are asleep, that ye sorrow not, even as others which have no hope. For if we believe that Yahushua died and rose again, even so them also which sleep in Yahushua will Yahweh bring with him. Right, so there's hope for the elect. Those of us that are dead will rise again. Will live again. So there's no need to worship the dead, nor adorn their graves, nor celebrate holidays that give homage to the dead. May is like a dead month, man. We had a Cinco de Mayo earlier this month. I did a lesson on that. And now we have, rounding out the month, Memorial Day, which is another holiday for the dead. All right? All in the spirit of Beltane, all in the spirit of false deities and demons. Let's separate ourselves. Baruch chapter 5, verse 1. Put off, last scripture here, Baruch 5 and 1. Put off, O Jerusalem, the garment of thy mourning, the garment of thy mourning and affliction, and put on the comeliness of the glory that cometh from Yahweh forever. Cast about thee a double garment of the righteousness which cometh from Yahweh, and set a diadem on the head of the glory of the everlasting. For Yahweh will show thy brightness unto every country under heaven. For thy name shall be called of Yahweh forever, the peace of righteousness, and the glory of Yahweh's worship. Right? So, holidays of mourning are not for Jacob. We are the glory of Yahweh's worship and will have fame as such in every single nation under the heavens. So, blessed are those who are obedient unto the law of our power. And with that, I hope this lesson has been edifying. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom.